I'd like to take a few minutes of your time today to talk about change. I'm currently in Pakistan, last few hours before I get back home to the UK, and I'm thinking about my work situation there quite a bit at the moment, particularly with the changes that are taking place. And we are going through a significant period of change ourselves. And this is a subject that I don't claim any expertise, but like with most of my videos, I share my personal thoughts, how I see it, and I like to share that with you and hope that it's of some use and some benefit to the people that will look at this. And that takes me to firstly the saying, and I agree with this as well. Um, Most people, in fact, everybody that I've spoken to, talks about embracing change. Nobody that I've met or spoken with says no to change. Reality is different. I know it's different. I'm going through it presently myself. Um, and the reason why I say that is that, yes, they may say yes to the change, but their people's reactions and how they react to that is different. And I've had people say words such as change is inevitable. Um, we accept the fact that one thing that is certain is change, but then there's a resistance. There's a resistance because they feel that not all the facts are being shared. The reason for that change isn't being fully explained. They may resist the reasons for that particular explanation, um, and I think this is where we're coming into into problems generally with organizations. So even though there's an element of change and we talk about change for the betterment of the organization, there becomes an element of resistance. My colleague Alan talks about certain people. They'll be the last man standing, fighting on a burning bridge in terms of any particular change. So people become very emotional, and that's with most decisions anyway. So it's not a negative thing. And business is emotional, but they become very emotional. So it's not, and I think that becomes quite evident, but it's not accepted. So people will say things which are different to really what they mean and what they feel. I've gone through a process of like a bereavement, really, in one respect, when you're having to make a change. And when I say change, it's not really sudden because nothing happens overnight. It doesn't happen all of a sudden. It happens as a result of a number of other decisions and implications. But it does catch up. And then you start looking at how you go about embracing that change and implementing that change. What I would also say is in terms of any particular change, one thing for certain is any timescales that you have, any thoughts that you have, any plan that you have will change as well. So even though you're thinking this is plan A, you're likely to be somewhere else. And we'll see we'll see what happens and where we get to. But just sharing some thoughts with you at this stage. So thank you for your time again, much appreciated.